I think this season or next season?
This season. 2 years though. 2 years out.
So yeah, some of them were like, designate one day not to spend money. Sell a car you haven't driven in 6 months. Sell clothes you haven't worn in over a year. Tell your family members no when they ask for money. So basically real basic elementary shit. So do you have a take or a tangent on the NFLPA issuing this guide?
Hit him with the duppy side. First off, if you're a professional athlete with all this money,
get yourself
educated. Yeah, you should get yourself educated. You should understand what a Roth IRA is. You should understand like what it means to put your money in separate accounts and how it can grow with interest, and even invest a little bit of your money. But you should always be saving at least half. Honestly, you could probably get by saving 70% of all your money if you're an NFL player.
I mean,
at least 70%. Live off 15% of it, and then pay your bills with the other 15%.
There's a lot of players who've never spent their actual salary and just spent endorsements. So yeah. I mean, granted, not everyone has endorsements, but
you can live in an apartment,
live off a small. Yeah, that was another thing. Is like, if you're considering buying a house, maybe you don't.
Honestly, rent. A house is kind of a stupid. Let's be honest. Buying a house nowadays is kind of dumb as hell. Think about how much. Think about how in LA. Think about it. How much money? It's one thing if I'm buying land out in the country.
I mean, renting
land.
Renting isn't much cheaper though. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like,
yeah, but
at least in theory,
I don't have to pay a mortgage on an apartment though.
But like, they're the same in LA.
But some people are totally shut out of that level of wealth, and then also getting bank loans.
It's really more of just
getting bank loans. Is, let's be honest,
the biggest difference between renting and owning in California is really just capital, like money. That down payment. But essentially, the payment, like your mortgage, your mortgage might actually be less than your rent. Honestly, it's just
if you're lucky.
Normally it is.
Let's say you live in the Bay Area.
Normally, even then,
my grandma lost her house because of that.
Even then, rent is really, really high in California. Like, we are having a total rental crisis, like, across the globe. Like, not enough people are moving. Like, prices are really high. There isn't enough being built. There's not enough construction workers here. Like, it's a whole thing. But the only reason why, like, I mean, I'm not one to buy a house only because, like, I think it's stupid to, essentially spend 30 years paying off a house and then you die and then your kids just sell it and then you're like, okay, well, what did I do that for? And fight over the money. But
you end up upside down to your mortgage. Mortgage has to get out anyway.
In theory, it's just like, okay, if I'm going to pay the same whether I own it or rent it, I might as well own it. Like,
I mean, yeah, if you can own, you should own.
But really, the biggest difference is just the money. If you're going to own and then get
pushed out of your house,
the biggest difference is just the upfront money. Like,
yeah,
like nowadays you got to have like 10 to 30% of whatever you're going to get. But again,
we know banks racially discriminate.
Well,
when you're not
I mean, it kind of depends on your credit score, but yeah, something like that.
Do credit score? I thought you said credit scores suck and don't matter.
They don't. They don't.
But you need a good credit. What's your credit score?
You need a good credit score. The higher your credit score, the lower your percentage of the capital is. Yes. So if you have a higher credit score,
let's go around the table.
You only need 10%.
As millennials, let's go around the table.
If you have a lower credit score like me, you're gonna need like 30%.
What's our credit scores? Everyone go around the table. Full disclosure.
What the fuck do we need to give our credit scores for?
Why the hell would I give out my credit score?
I'm joking.
Yeah, bro.
y'all got offended.
Yeah,
y'all got hella offended
because you don't even have as much credit as me.
Not as much, but I still have a lot.
As me.
Yeah, because I was a JUCO product.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not even like...
And I didn't take out loans.
There's so many levels to a fucking credit score. It's fucking stupid and ridiculous.
It really is.
But yeah, on that note, which actually credit rates just dropped. So if you're thinking about refinancing, it's a good time to refinance, but it's also a sign that we're headed towards a recession. But yeah, anyways, on a lighter note,
the Dow go down like 700 points or something?
I mean, the Dow always goes up and it goes down.
No, but like I think like the market took a huge hit recently.
I mean, the market's been taking a huge hit.
What if people listen to this segment of the show and think we're all like low-key just closet conservatives who like have a bunch of like stocks and bonds and shit? Wouldn't that be great?
Okay, this is what has to stop. Just because you know about money and markets and finance and got your bills straight and care about your credit score and want have a long-term financial plan doesn't mean you're conservative. It just means you don't want to be fucking broke.
I agree, but how many times have we seen? How many times have we seen that is labeled as conservative talk radio? A lot.
And it shouldn't be, because
it was labeled that a lot.
There's nothing wrong with like knowing what's going on in the world, because like I just went to a panel literally about business journalism and the importance of business journalism. It's like, yeah, these markets, especially if you never had money, seem like intangible things and like unattainable, like, you know, little inside groups that you never really gonna understand. But like a trade, like all this issues we've been having with trade, like it impacts steel factories that, you know, employ people, you know, or like there's all sorts of local implications. Like I said, rates just went down. Like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? That means that like when you go to a car dealership, that means they might be more likely to finance you if you have a lower credit score. It means that, you know, you might get a better rate if you have a higher credit score. Like, there's real world implications to all this big business shit that happens in our capitalistic society.
And Jay-Z is helping. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, shout out to that Jay-Z, your boy. All right.
Don't sound like that.
Next up, we got touchdown or turnover. Let's make this quick. Laquan Treadwell. I don't know why Treadwell.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Ooh, child, the ghetto.
Ooh, child, the ghetto.
Ooh, child, the alphabet.
Fuck you.
Ooh, child, English.
Ooh, child.
Ooh, child.
That's going to be a drop.
Diction.
We got to get an ooh, child drop now.
I would say ooh, child, things are getting easier, but in your case, no. Just sound it out, Pete. We're here for you.
The ghetto's everywhere.
The world is a ghetto, and so is your vocabulary.
Okay, man. Laquan Treadwell, former
Treadwell. Laquan Treadwell.
Laquan Treadwell, 2016 first round pick.
He said Will. It's WELL. Laquan Treadwell. He treads well. How's he treading? Well. Not Will. God damn it, Pete.
Is it Ole Miss or Old Miss?
Why are you so stupid?
Is it Ole Miss or Old Miss or Mississippi? Or the University of Mississippi? What the fuck is it?
Confederacy. I don't know. The Land Sharks.
Alma mater.
The good old boys. The Land Sharks. Whatever the fuck. They were almost called the Land Sharks.
The fucking Yosemite Sam as their mascot.
They were almost the Land Sharks. I don't know what's worse, the racism or the fact that you almost went from being the Rebels
fact that they have
to the Land Sharks.
2 first round picks every year and still can't get out the SEC.
Out the SEC West. Can't even win 7 games. Bums.
Okay. What's his name?
Laquan Treadwell
is on the trading block. 2016 first round pick. The Minnesota Vikings have him on their 3rd team. Is that a touchdown or a turnover for Treadwell's?
Who ended up in my? He honestly, between him and Devontae Parker, I don't know how they're both still in the league. Like, everybody knew he was. Everybody knew he was slow, but only by a little bit.
Parker's a lot better than him, but he's hurt.
Everybody knew he was slow, and he hasn't really.
Treadwell was just slow, and he was never. He wasn't like he was slow. He wasn't overly big, and he wasn't overly fast.
A possession receiver who was like a poor man's Jarvis Landry, but guess what? Jarvis Landry is just a poor man's receiver with no speed.
He was like Dwayne Jarrett with less speed and more hands.
Dwayne Jarrett ran a 4.6. That when you're slower than Dwayne Jarrett, that's just sad. Like, his ceiling is Kerry Colbert, and he hasn't even been Kerry Colbert.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna say it's a touchdown for his career because honestly, it can't really go any worse.
Minnesota already got enough possession receivers, and we know damn well Kirk Cousins ain't throwing the deep downfield.
Next up, Corey Liggett visits the Arizona Cardinals. Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
I'm gonna let you get a pass with that name because I still don't know if it's legit or legit.
I think it's legit.
Don't get cute because I think he's wrong.
Or is it Liggett? Luget.
Now
We don't even know.
You're the R word. You're the R word.
We're in the metaverse right now.
The metaverse?
Yeah.
You can't even say multiverse, right?
No, it's a metaverse. Metaverse is different than the multiverse. Multiverse is multiple
You're
dimensions.
in the stutterverse.
Metaverse is the
Grand, right?
Metaverse is like the combination of the physical and the digital world.
So we're in the Matrix?
Something like that.
Oh, the in between.
Yeah, it's
purgatory.
No,
you're in verbal purgatory. Okay,
it's not it's not really purgatory. It's more like where the two overlap.
So a pit stop, an overpass, the side of the freeway.
It's just
That's right
like
next
living your digital life like in real life. Like
I don't even
like
know
when people
what
are
we're
like,
talking
"Oh, that's
about
meta."
anymore. Oh, that's meta. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. But now he signed with the Cardinals?
He's visiting the Cardinals. Is him going to the Cardinals a touchdown or a
Is
touchdown?
it a slow news week, bro? Like, why are you talking about Corey Liggett? Like, after everything was on the rundown, why are you talking to me about that dude?
Is it a touchdown or a turnover?
It's irrelevant.
All right. It's a safety.
No, replay the down.
Turnover on downs.
It was holding, replay for second down.
Are you using the coach's challenge on my news judgment right now?
I'm using.
Is that what's going on?
I'm using a coach's challenge on your verbal enunciation and pronunciation of words.
Okay, like you last week.
I don't think you ever won a game of Scrabble.
Like you last week on your day off when you sounded like you weren't even moving your lips.
Okay, for starters,
You sounded like you just had your mouth open and were just like pushing out words. Like
I had 4 edibles and then I went and had some ramen. The best ramen of my life.
That's what I'm being.
4 peach ring edibles. That shit was. I think I'm a different person now.
all right, last one.
I went deep into myself and came back out a different guy.
Wow.
Former NFL player, USC alumni,
Look at him
former
reading slow.
NFL
Just get it
coach,
right.
NFL coach for the Jaguars and Raiders, Jack Del Rio, signs on to ESPN as a talent. He'll be on College Game Day and NFL Live. Is that a touchdown or a turnover for Del Rio?
Anything's better than Jeff Fisher.
Aren't they cut from the same cloth? Like literally?
Clearly, one has
Like,
more meat and one has
You're
more.
a Trojan alumni. Hey, bro, don't miss out on Urban Meyer end up with Jack Del Rio or Jeff Fisher.
Wait,
and
did you say Del Rio?
Yeah, I
it's
did.
Jack Del Rio. There's not even an A in his last name. You said Del Rio, like the El Rey Network.
I'm tired.
This motherfucker.
Shout out to the Lucha Libre.
You were gonna say Lucha Underground. You didn't even know that.
Lucha Underground. There you go. My bad.
Dumbass. I swear I'm more Mexican than you, and I don't understand it.
All right, so we're gonna get to the rants.
You forgot all the stuff that was on there that I was like,
It's already 10 o'clock.
bum ass.
All right, so
Talk to
who
me
wants
about
to
Corey
go first?
legit. Oh my goodness.
Who wants to go first?
You go
Serve wants
first.
to go first.
Serve and go first.
Serve wants to go.
Wow, for once.
Serve wants to serve.
No, I was actually just messing with you because I knew you were gonna eventually say, "Serve, you go first."
I was
first.
going to, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I knew that's what you were gonna say, so I volunteered myself.
You don't turn this fucking Jonas Brothers shit off.
Wrong one. Okay, good.
Yeah, shut your ass up.
Thought you had.
Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
Oh, well, hi guys. I'm still here. I was supposed to be gone this Tuesday, but some things came up, so I had to switch my flight. So I will be leaving next Friday. Huh? Oh, yeah, I'll be gone next Friday. So yes, I will be out of the country, 10 pounds heavier. But until then, I'm going to get my stuff together. So with y'all. But I just wanted to talk about how racism definitely still exists. I had a situation that happened to me yesterday that I was wanted to go on Twitter and get on my Twitter finger